Here, yeah, hello, test. Okay, here. Fine. I shall not be forgetting. Let me start this and also close. Let me play this. Okay. No, play. There it is. Nice. Okay, we are here in time, and with that, I am more than happy right now. I I feel like so. Anyways, um, what did I to do? What objective was? I forgot. So let me close everything that's unrelated. Get on the mindset of whatever is it that is going to happen today. That's what's important. And also, I I am kind of forgetting some stuff. Anyways, besides that point, we are okay. I have this link. I should copy this one. I should have it over here, right? Yeah. Let me pin you. Yes. How much manually pin? That's that long. About yeah. What else? What else? What else? Uh, yeah. I have I have stuff to loud. And also welcome, Sana. Welcome. I I didn't take that long, so it happened. Here we are. Welcome. Um, I was reality. I don't know how to say it like the the problem was I forgot to do everything earlier. Not earlier. I didn't even remember that I had to do go back and leave every single link that I forgot to drop. Since how much? Since almost 2 months ago. So that was quite annoying. But now that I am done with that, I have no other excuse. Therefore, it is quite nice to see that I got to be a quote unquote in time. It literally took me like 15 minutes to search for between the boats and all of that. It took quite some time, but anyways, here we are. Uh, Even if I started a little bit later than what I expected, we are here, so that's more than enough. I feel like. Um, Now, I should try to do always is. Let me check this. Let me. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. That's one certain. And besides that, I didn't check the. Why is this lying? What's up? What's up with this? Why is this lying? Um, so, sorry to copy things from this. Eh, so, link. Hello? Here. Five. Yeah. Okay, good. I, I think after literally repeating some actions, I have quite accustomed to performing them. Also, what the fuck? Welcome, you. Welcome. Uh, so, second, close this. What else I have? I will be real. I have quite time to keep uploading videos to the channel, so I will keep sending some of those just for what is it for backlog? No, for yeah, I think it is backlogging, no? Something like that expression. Basically to keep stuff properly saved and all of that. Um, see, 270, 70, to do export. It's done. Hmm, I need to. How much time do we have left? That's the real question. 9 minutes. Why? Why have I done so much stuff in 9 minutes? What's up with this? Time certainly is a social construct. Mahjong. I mean, I do play Mahjong. I wouldn't lie. I don't know if I can do it on stream. I haven't even tried something like that. I am not somebody who plays um, commonly almost anything, but I could see a way to try and organize probably, yeah, an Mahjong night or something like that. It could happen. It's just, yeah. Personally, I haven't even thought about doing it. That's why it hasn't happened so far. But it's a possibility. It isn't like I couldn't. I I I already play Mahjong. I don't worry. I have already fallen into the trap of Mahjong, so sorry. I have failed you. Um, suppose I got a ping. That was quite okay. And now there is a problem. With that, I have done every single thing that I needed to do. So I have like, how much? 6 minutes of nothing. Um, Perfect, I guess. I don't know. This is going to Dutch people can vote on parliament. Wasn't supposedly Dutch under. No, no, no. It wasn't with Britain and all of that. So why didn't they have the possibility of doing it? But I mean, be it for whichever reason, at the very least, now I guess politics are working better. I am I am not somebody of um, sorry, but I am not somebody of politics. I can't really. I hope at the very least it is quite useful because after all, everybody could observe why having something of that sort can be very much nice to enable, as it really lets your whole population itself um, control more actively stuff. Uh, you know, it all is quite worth it. I believe so. freedom, so something like that. And, and also, yeah, and ads, my beloved. Yeah. Ah, my dear. Let me close the. I don't know what is it. Problem. I kind of sounds. Thank you. I speak so little. Truly know which one is my properly real. So again for your second attention. So what is happening? Next question. Uh, something to say. Wait, how much time do we have left still? 3 minutes. Something like that. Also, I stopped the music. My bad. Something like that, I think. And also, yeah, quite annoying. Trying to schedule stuff just to see that it requires. Yeah, it is too complicated. Anyways, I didn't say anything today. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't schedule. Quite weird. Yeah, quite a problem, I guess. So 3, 8. Wait, we are on. We were almost literally at 11 o'clock exactly, but now it is past 1 minute. This is so over. So with that, we okay. We only have one more loop, so with that, I should be completely ready. I mean, I did everything on my. No, 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 no. Okay, 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 okay. I know what I am forgetting. Nice. Let me change this. The question is, how much do I really want to talk without doing anything else? Because the whole video is like 1 hour, so probably it is going to take me 3 hours. So I guess something like 4 minutes or so. Okay, something like that. I need to check. Dilicum. What? Anyways, okay, we are we are ready with this. I have the link. Okay, okay. I shouldn't be forget. I hope so. I yeah, I really hope so. Anyways, we went overdue because I wanted to leave the music playing, nothing else. Hello, people. Hello, yet another day here in our in our tiny space that is a corner of internet. So, as always, a pleasure to be here. A pleasure to do whatever it is that we are going to end up doing today. I haven't even checked, so let me. What is this out? Okay, today, particularly, for example, I know that we are going to be later on, as it says there, in like an 40 minutes, we're going to be learning a little bit about social psychology and such. So yeah, interesting, I guess. And anyways, after that, or besides that, as always, I hope everything goes goes fine. Thanks, thanks for being present. Thanks for everything. A pleasure. Okay, okay, okay. Have a good night, Savannah. As always, meanwhile, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for looking. Thanks for every single part. Hello, viewers. Hello, for watchers. Hello. And yeah, before she leaves, let me really say hi and once again goodbye, Savannah. And also, Milkwall's rare Milkwall's appearance. Yeah, that's everything, I guess, from for the very beginning of all that is a thing of being live, I guess. I don't know. I haven't. Let me move on to something else. Anyways, uh, it has been quite a nice beginning of the week. I feel I am. I didn't even expect to have that much energy to try and continue. So it is surprising, at the very least for me. I don't really expect it that much to really be present every single day. That today we are going to try in that sense yet again, but with meaning behind what I say. We are really going to try our best in terms of. I don't know how much we are going to be going for. After all, I do recognize I am a minimal amount of tired, and that is already quite. I wouldn't say damaging. It just happens that it does inflict upon me a certain degree of uncomfortableness, so it gets quite complicated to sit with that feeling itself. But anyways, besides that, everything else is fine. We have the opportunity of sharing this moment of doing whatever in, is it that we do and enjoying learning. That's the main purpose of today in particular. So nice, I feel so. And yeah, I I don't know. It is so far quite a nice Tuesday. No, 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 no. Sorry. Anyways, um, I was thinking. Let me start for real now. I was thinking, and I was trying to see. I had found out that it is quite complicated to not be so directly referential of what one is immersed in, and it has become quite a problem, at the very least for me, to not directly um, regurgitate what I already have consumed, due to the fact that yeah, I try to always be having ideas around my head in terms of consuming whatever. Therefore, because of that same reason, it happens that we end up being kind of not just lost, uh, yeah, unnecessarily entangled in whichever only, yeah, whichever newest concept I had present in me. That's why I can recognize a little bit why it ends up being so recurrent that we go back to the exact same ideas or the very similar ones if they are not directly the same. It does happen also that sometimes, at the very least, luckily, I I notice I am repeating what I am saying, but more often than not, the point is that I guess it is quite unavoidable to keep looping onto those, yeah, those concepts themselves, even if one doesn't realize that they are there, and we are paying so much attention to whatever it is that we are talking about. And I don't know, I don't really feel like any of that is so annoying or is so complicated. I just I had a dialogue today again with somebody, and we've, yeah, we took yet another deep dive on this whole concept of the language itself is not so problematic. The problem is not understanding that you can use that for a way to get whatever it is that the reality in which you find yourself is. Because if not, then you end up lost in the whole sea of ideas that surrounds your existence. And as somebody who in any way tries to let, I wouldn't say be happy, I don't mean it as that's the only way to find happiness. If you are trying to make a rush, yeah, to live a rational life, it is quite necessary or quite expected from you to perform such tasks. So, in these cases, if you don't even get to enjoy, um, or not to enjoy, to simply learn to spend your time going over those very same models that you have already been experiencing, it will be quite a problematic existence for yourself to keep avoiding what is really so much embedded onto your whole. I mean, it quite loops back into it, but your whole self yet again. So I don't know. I don't see it as something so negative or so utterly damaging. It just happens that out of nowhere, one would not truly realize the amount of influence that we have in all of those things. And because of that very same concept, it also is, I feel so, to some degree, real that we are, we are dealing with more problems than what is truly necessary for someone. In the, in the case of we're not ignoring what we could comprehend because we decided it was, yeah, that it was better for us to keep only dealing with what we already believe that we know. Therefore, in, in that case, I guess, yeah, you can very much say that is also why it is quite a necessity for anybody who's entertaining the minimal notion of living the utmost potential of their life that they can, to keep always desiring to move forward. Because after all, if not, the problems are not going to disappear, or even worse, you're not going to suffer from simpler problems. They are always going to be there. That's why uh, we also even had a discussion about this with a friend. That's why it is quite expected from you to even try and take it all as a challenge instead of so angrily, let's say, believing that the whole structure of the world is against your own existence. Because after all, if you can't even order all of the ideas that, yet again, surround yourself, you will end up losing your chances of surviving in the whole sea of, yeah, of situations that pass you because they are not really problems. I guess that is probably something that I should try to fix. They are not really problems, they are only situations that happen, and the way in which we interpret what happens is the way in which we truly believe that they are. But sometimes, I mean, a better example is if something like that were to be false, this whole story of somebody's trash could be somebody else's gold wouldn't be in any way real, because it would all instead mean that reality is only what we perceive it to be, and it ends up being more like we perceive the way in which we want the reality, and it is in our hands to give it the best type of outlook that we can, so that we don't get this disengaged in the whole act of being alive. But I don't know. I guess, yeah, I have yet again escaped into something that I keep thinking about instead of moving into anything else a little bit simpler to understand. So excuse me. Um, Let me drink water. Yeah, let me do that. I guess I don't know. I will say probably the attractiveness of that same idea is why I end up going back to it. I feel like there is some sense of enjoyment to be found in the act of trying to always breach a little bit more of information out of what seems a cognition that is being born. After all, it is not that common, I feel so, um, for anybody to see themselves in some way or another enjoying the pleasure of yeah, consuming or yeah, creating, more correctly to say, creating all of those advanced understandings of what their life is. So I guess that's why, to a certain degree, I end up going back to it. But this isn't only about me. So, anyways, yeah, excuse me. Uh, Let me drink water and we move on to something different, as I said before. Okay, so now that I'm properly hydrated, I don't know. I think I don't really think that much. That's what I can say. Um, I was contemplating. Let's start with this. I was. Hey, wait. Why I am so far from the microphone? I am having some problems. Okay. Yet again, give me a second. I just noticed the incredibly uncomfortable position that I am in. Yes, I am far from the mic. Okay. Okay. Now for real. I was trying to say. Um, it does happen. I think so. Quite funnily enough, that more often than not, what ends up um, being a common event in life is this whole idea of you are overthinking your situations because you certainly shouldn't be so worried about um, all the different possibilities that might happen out of your actions. You shouldn't certainly be um, overanalyzing the possibilities and the different outcomes of whatever is it that you are going to do, because this ends up always relating to this whole notion of you can't even control the future that you have in front of you, in terms of you're not going to decide if perchance tomorrow, in terms of whenever it happens, the sun might out of nowhere blow up. You never know if that is going to happen or not. You don't have the chance of controlling those type of situations. What you do have in your hands is certainly the possibility to um, keep in check what are your own motives and what are your own ways of doing things. And if you can create something that ends up being by itself direct enough about what you're trying to go for, that's when you end up learning and enjoying this whole process of, yeah, of the capacity that is given to you of being alive. After all, that's why at the very same time it is always, I feel so, predicated so much this whole side of you need to, if you are interested in any way uh, in achieving your goals, you need to properly create a mental image of all the actions necessary for you and all the steps that you should be taking if you, in some way or another, were to try and get the enjoyment of of what you desire, basically. Yeah. So the problem is not that you don't even get to do it. The problem is while you're trying to do it, at the very same time, it also is a very big occurrence that you don't realize. You're, I don't want to say it as something so negative, but you end up hurting yourself because, yet again, you fall into, by trying to observe what you are aiming for, you also unavoidably notice the negative things that might happen. But because you have already once found out something that can go wrong, you have also unlocked inside of you the knowledge that drives you towards the different negative conclusions of your efforts. So you unlock, yeah, you unlock what's called that a bottomless pit of negative things, because you can always see how out of nowhere you might fail in one way or another. Real, yeah, when what happens in the life itself that you're carrying hasn't, yeah, has nothing to deal with what you're describing as those experiences. And I don't know, I don't think it is that utterly distractful or utterly negative. It just happens that out of nowhere we end up not even observing how we have, instead of taking the proper steps to achieve that main desire, we have replaced all of those interests because of the ever growing fear that is in our hearts related to all of those ideas which we go through. And yet again, because of those very same problems, as you keep going and as you keep moving forward, what naturally happens is you destroy more and more what could be the chances to, yeah, to attain your goals, basically. Or I don't know, I wouldn't say it is completely negative. It also certainly serves the purpose of what was its original intention, showing you which very negative things could happen. But there is a point in which it ends up being overtaken by the negative habit of always thinking only about the negative sides of your actions. Let's say like that. So it is, or it should be at the very least, quite necessary for you to notice that once something like this starts to happen, it is in your hands. Now, the responsibility and the chance or the skill to let go of those negative actions and those negative, yeah, those negative interests that you have created, And I don't know, I believe, I feel like at the very least, what does naturally occur in those terms or in that interaction with desires and such is you end up being overridden by the worries, because the more you observe the possible negative consequences the more you realize there is an infinite, ever growing amount of negative consequences. And while you can also try to justify it in the very same direction, we. Okay, okay. I think I am saying stuff once again overly complicated, but let me continue, anyways. What happens in that process, in that moment, is you ended up overriding your capacity of noticing and, yet again, properly considering which things you were going for that when were in any particular level useful for you, or you might have not truly realized also which sides of your actions that could be born out of the positive side of contemplating the different outcomes of them, um, which infinitely, yet again, ever growing um, degree of happiness or usefulness it can have, the achievable, yeah, the achievable of your goals in that sense. But I don't know, I think it is like a never ending battle. So it sounds a lot simpler for me to say, yeah, you should try to be only focusing on the good stuff. When in reality, probably what also happens is you shouldn't, not that you shouldn't. There is no necessity for the body to only focus on the good things. After all, if you are going through bad things, it also is quite unnecessary for you to try and avoid ex yeah, experiencing all of those negative things and experiencing all of those harmful patterns and such, you know? You don't deserve to suffer, but you also don't deserve to end your life in the pursuit of what you have believed to be the best possible outcome, which was born out of blind confidence or ignorant confidence, something like that. So I guess that's, yeah, the point will be something along the lines of maybe what is important is finding the proper balance. But I don't know. I don't think every single situation has the very same balance. There are some, yeah, there are some that you can very naturally understand as one or the other type, while there are others that you might never fully get. Like, for example, I feel so. Yeah, something like, why is it that we are alive? You know, as long as you're not capable of finding a response fulfilling enough, you will keep always going back and trying to ask, why is it that you exist? Let's say. So, there are some that certainly have a lot more in the negative side than those who only have good things for you if you were to accomplish them. And I mean, taking into consideration what I just described, I could even see some very basic levels of understanding about a lot of stuff being embedded in those very same notions. After all, it is quite, yeah, quite obvious for anybody that you get to enjoy and you get to deal with such questions because you have the chance of doing so. And if you decided to only pursue the most immediate types of pleasure, nobody could even have this capacity of stopping you. So you're not really in any way being held back against such things. It only happens that you might not have the best of the lucks when it comes to any of that. And sadly, or quite fortunately, you can also choose which route is it that you go. And I don't know, I guess The problem is, it sounds incredibly easy to discard now addictions and such when what ends up being the experience that these people go through is quite normally something that consumes their whole world. That's why they are also addicted. Not just because, oh wow, um, I like it, and just like that. Now we are addicted to something. You see so many justifications for your actions behind your addictions that you make them stronger and stronger if it is necessary for them to keep consuming your life. And also because it was that's the problem. It sounds bad, but to a certain degree you're also inviting the addiction to take control of your life as much as it can when you let it grow slowly, because what you're also doing is just testing how much you can keep sacrificing for the sake of indulging even more in those addictions. And I don't, yeah, I don't believe there is a proper balance. There shouldn't, the balance should be something like probably 5% of addictions with 50, sorry, 95% of live constructing passages of time, something like that. But yeah, it sounds easy. We haven't even fully yet analyzed which types of knowledge are completely useful and which types of knowledge are so false that they could even make you go back into the very same or even worse into even harder types of addictions. So you never. The problems are never ending, but in your hands lies the chance of making it all less negative. So that's I feel like where this thread of idea ends. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, let me water a little bit. So yeah. Anyways, besides what I was just talking about, we have like still around 7 minutes. So let me see if I can make a short point about this, because sorry, I had to. I had to. What is it? How do you say that word in English? Yawn. I had to yawn a little bit. Sorry. Um, and what I was trying to say is, I happened to notice out of nowhere that it was quite a random occurrence for me. I have still then yeah not fully integrated how much of an impact it has on the mind, the different postures that we have in our body. Because I remember hearing about it and I remember learning basically about this whole concept multiple times throughout life of how much of a change there is when you physically change the posture that you have. As in, you stop being so hunched on, you pull your back a little bit higher, in, move your elbows, no, your feet. I don't remember. Basically, reorient yourself. Even, for example, changing the position of your eyes and all of that is already a motivationally big change. And all of those things, the point was, all of those things slowly give you um, multiple benefits that can increase the quality of your life. But if you to begin with have never even tested or tried to go for such traits, how would you even know that they exist? Because you might observe it happening on others, that is true, but I don't think that in any particular way truly justifies or truly shows, yeah, has the capacity of showing to us that what you are working on is truly said it was. So I don't know. I feel like all of this, in that same sense, takes time because the posture that you possess is quite naturally an orientation that you have found yourself comfortable, or at the very least, that is what you believe you are comfortable in. So, through now, I have to pay attention also to the idea of, oh, there is this particular posture that you should have if you want to reach peak performance, or this tiny change, and this other one, and this other, another. All of those things slowly added up end up quite unavoidably damaging you. So it should be an obligation, and it should be a primordial part of this whole process to not be so immersed and so lost in the negative sides of your actions and whatever. But I feel like it is quite unavoidable after all. You're yet again. Sorry, I had to yawn yet again also. But as I was trying to say, you have already created such an image of what your particularly physical position is that you default into that consistently, no matter which space you're in, as long as you're capable of imitating. One of the many variations of the comfort positions that you have, you will go back to them. First thing, and obviously, the more you can indulge that confidence of a position, the more you get into more and more complicated. Not because they are really complicated, but because they really change in a lot of ways how you feel, how the world that surrounds you, um, yeah, types of handling your physical self. I don't know. Yes, I wouldn't say it is that easy or it is that possible anybody to modify all of those problems. I just believe that they aren't that hard to see as necessary changes because after all, when you try it for yourself and see that now, simply because you're not so against all, or you're so with your head so down, whatever is it, um, you start to have noticeable levels more energy than before. That's when it becomes incredibly worth it, and that's when it becomes an incredibly not only powerful but also um, reflective experience because you end up also noticing how much in the past you could have been correcting this type of errors because I am pretty sure, I hope so. In this case, what I am talking about is no way my own idea, something that nobody else has heard. It, I even started this whole discussion with what I said. This is from something that I thinking about and having heard about earlier on in life, let's say. But yeah, it is quite complicated. I will guess. Anyways, I let me take another sip of water. Okay, I'm back. I am back. I am back. So I was I was thinking also. something quite funny is that we sometimes get into too much of a heated argument with things that are not that truly important for anybody of us, not just for me or for my friend, but rather for every single one of us, no matter who is it that you are in this planet, you will kill the consequences of the actions that you think have a part this whole structure that is called being alive. But I I think there are a lot of ways in which they these so-called previous concepts in this case. So if you can properly see it as something good or something worth trying to have, then one would believe that it is worth it. But if not, I, I don't see a justification for it. But yeah, I guess we're quite close to starting with this. So in the meanwhile, let me now for real because I'm yawning non-stop. I want to watch at the very least half of it. So let me take a short break. Let's see if with that I can heal and I can rest quite paradoxically for this to continue. I we will see how it goes. Let me take like 5 minutes or so. Something like that. I will keep an eye out just in case. But yeah, 5 minutes. I can't. I can't. I I got bed for a second to go, and it felt to go close my eyes, and I was about to sleep. And my alarm seconds of rest woke me up, and I have to keep it with the fact that I'm incredibly tired. I can't keep it going. I I accept, I concede, I recognize my failure, and in that I take pride because at the very least I am not disappearing without saying anything. This is everything. I am falling asleep right now. Yet again, another occasion in which I say, let's do something in the middle of the week, and I fall asleep as instantly as I take just 1 second to breathe. So, yeah, please excuse me. Sorry for that, but time for me to rest, I guess. Quite a useful therapy to get all of those energies of sleepiness into you and go to bed early because it is incredibly early for me compared to the average day. So yeah, anyways, how was one? I will as soon as I hit finish closing off everything, I'm going to sleep. Thanks for all. But yeah, holy shit, time to sleep. Anyways, I know. Wait. I still have other responsibilities. Like even if I'm going, it has been a pleasurable day. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for watching the war. And yeah, let's time. I hope it won't happen like this. I will have to see. But yeah. Anyways, goodbye.